In the Republic of Kejriwal, the only constant is paranoia. First, he suspected EVMs. He made bahanas about how they've been tampered and that's the reason why he's losing. Now, he has begun to, believe it or not, suspect his own newly minted, newly elected corporators. He thinks they may have taken money from BJP, or they may in fact take money from the BJP. To counter this, he theatrically made them all take an oath of integrity. This, ironically, moments after he threatened them.
एक बार हो सकता है आपको लगे कोई लालच दे दे, तेरे को 10 करोड़ रुपए दे दूंगा, पार्टी छोड़ के आ जाए। इनके पास तो बहुत पैसा है, तो कुछ भी दे सकते हैं। लेकिन एक चीज सोच लेना कि अगर आप इस आंदोलन को और इस पार्टी को और लोगों की इस उम्मीद को धोखा दे के गए, तो जिंदगी में सुखी नहीं रह पाओगे। नहीं, गलत तो नहीं है। जिंदगी में सुखी नहीं रह पाओगे। वो जितने भी पैसे आपको दे दें, वो पैसे वो क्या कहते हैं, फबेंगे नहीं आपको, आपके परिवार में वो उल्टे ही पड़ेंगे आपको। उससे दुगने तिगने पैसे भगवान आपसे नहीं छोड़ देगा फिर वापस, और वो बड़ी कठिनाई में नहीं छोड़ेगा, पीड़ा देके नहीं छोड़ेगा भगवान के वापस वापस देंगे। अभी हम लोग सारे शपथ लेंगे, लेकिन वो शपथ सारे दिल से लेंगे। ये कोई पार्टी की भी फॉर्मेलिटी नहीं है। लेकिन आज जब आप लोग आ रहे थे तो मेरे दिल में आया कि सब लोग अपने भगवान को हाजिर नाजिर मान के सब लोग आज शपथ लेंगे, तो ये पूरे दिल से लेना। ठीक है, सारे खड़े होकर। तो मैं एक एक शब्द बोलूंगा, आप मेरे पीछे पीछे दोहराएंगे। मैं अपने भगवान को हाजिर नाजिर मान के शपथ लेता हूँ कि मैं कभी भी अपनी पवित्र पार्टी को और इस आंदोलन को धोखा नहीं दूंगा।
But while Aam Aadmi Party's newly elected corporators took the oath, Supremo Kejriwal is not bound, apparently, by the code. Times Now has accessed a document, a directive, a cabinet note number 2472 that seeks to hunt those who leaked out an EC order indicting his government for diverting 97 crores of public money for personal glorification. Yes, if it comes down to integrity, then Mr. Kejriwal should also be bound by that clause. Here up front are the hard facts that establish the fact that Kejriwal doesn't want to be bound by the norms or the oath of integrity that he administers. The cabinet note ordered inquiry to determine how copies of noting in which LG or the Lieutenant Governor directed recovery of rupees 97 crores of public money were leaked. Hard fact 2. The cabinet note seeks details of state members and visitors to the LG office. So basically, he wants the officers from his office to snoop on other officers from his office who might have visited the LG office. Hard fact 3. The order violates Section 5(2) of the Indian Telegraph Act of 1885. This sort of an operation can only be ordered on the occurrence of any public emergency or in the interest of the public safety, and under certain very strict conditions which we will acquaint you with in a few moments. So here is a situation where on the one hand, corporators are being asked to take an oath of integrity, and on the other hand, Mr. Kejriwal doesn't think he's bound by those norms because he is breaking the law allegedly, or at least the sections of this Indian Telegraph Act, to snoop on the LG. Why? Because the LG has sought to know why, in fact, this money, this public money, was diverted. How ironical is this? In the Republic of Kejriwal, it seems that laws apply to others, not him. Dr. Sambit Patra of the Bharatiya Janata Party is with us. Mayank Gandhi, ex-member of the Aam Aadmi Party. Kamal Mitra Shenoy, supporter of the AAP. and Ravi Srivastava, founding member of the AAP, is with us. Ravi Srivastava ji, what is happening? What is happening? On the one side, he suspects the integrity of his MLAs and subjects them to this extremely demoralizing antic. And on the other side, he orders an inquiry, a snooping operation to find out who visited the LG and basically who leaked out the note that the LG sent to his party explaining why he diverted public money to the tune of 97 crores for self-glorification. Is he not bound by the same laws of integrity, sir? And is that really what is costing Arvind Kejriwal, rather than EVMs, his votes?
Rahul, first of all, allow me to just make a submission for at least a couple of minutes where I can tell you that these two are totally different issues. Issue number one of 97 crore which you are talking about, I have been a government official for 3 decades. I know very well it's a very ordinary administrative exercise done by any head of the institution who would like to know that how the information has been passed on. This word leaked, snooping is a channel's creation. I don't subscribe to these words at all. No. Ordinary passing on of the information to an outsider. Okay? And there also he has said that please submit an inquiry, do an inquiry and submit a report to the cabinet. He is not asking the report to be given to him personally. Right? Rahul, listen. Now I come to your issue number 2.
One second.
No, allow me.
No, first issue by issue.
Yeah,
since you raised the issue, let me set the record straight first up.
Yeah, set it, please.
No, please, 1 second, sir. Please, 1 second. I have this note. It's right here.
Yeah.
Cabinet note 2472. It mentions leak. The Delhi government, sir, let me just explain it to our viewers. Maybe you have not understood the nuance. They will. Because they seem to understand everything we say, because at the end of the day, they are catching out Mr. Kejriwal and they're not voting for him. So let's be honest here. The Delhi government has ordered an inquiry. Kejriwal's government has ordered an inquiry, including examining call details of suspected staff. He's suspecting his own staff who might have leaked, in the note's words, leaked, sir, leaked copies of the Lieutenant Governor's order on recovery of 97 crores from AAP. This money, sir, is not his personal money, it's the people's money. So if the LG is saying कि आम आदमी पार्टी जी लोगों का पैसा वापस कर दो, return the money of the public, why doesn't Mr. Kejriwal want the people to know that he's ready to comply? Mr. Srivastava, and what do you expect me to call it when he says we will institute an inquiry to find out who leaked it? Why is he scaring people into telling the people that they have been cheated?
There is no scaring. The expenditure of 97 crores is not for the purpose of his self-glorification or any such thing. It's in the public interest because he has got voters across the country. He has to make people know.
The money that
listen,
he could
Rahul,
have spent.
If I tell you, Prime Minister, Prime Minister spent 1100 crores of rupees.
1 second, sir. There are many unfulfilled promises that the AAP has made. And he could have used that money to spend it, sir. Excuse me, sir. He could have used that money to spend it on public welfare, but he diverts the taxpayers' money to fund his campaigning, his projection,
you have got
his policies in Punjab.
As a government, you have got budgets. If Raman Singh can advertise in Bombay, if Vasudha Raje can advertise in Bombay, what is wrong with Arvind Kejriwal? If he wants to tell his work, please.
You heard the counter
Rahul,
from...
I have a very interesting take on this.
No, 1 second, I'll come to you. Let me bring in first the Bharatiya Janata Party. They have the first right to rebut. Dr. Patra, if Raman Singh can use money, why can't Kejriwal?
Rahul, remember, when Mr. Arvind Kejriwal came into politics, what was the plea under which he came into politics? He said, I will support Lokpal. I am a whistleblower, and I will support any whistleblower who comes my way. Because most of the other governments and other politicians are politicians who do not stand by whistleblower. So who is this man who declared what was illegal within the confines of the Aam Aadmi Party? He must have been a whistleblower. If 97 crore rupees was taken out of the pocket of Delhiites, and if that money was spent across the country, even the High Court had reprimanded the Aam Aadmi Party chief, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, and the government, and the Lieutenant Governor wanted that hisab, that amount to be recovered because it was people's money. So as per his own messages, as per his own ideology, that I would support whistleblowers, that it only shows that he had something to preach and contrary to, in fact, offer to the people. He was there to catch hold of the neck of the whistleblower. He had gone to the extent of ordering a snoop. He was spending money to, in fact, examine the call details of the persons working in the office. That is the extent to which Mr. Arvind Kejriwal can bend down, the extent to which he can go down in order to protect his own credibility. But sorry to state, he has lost all his credibility. Secondly, and very importantly, Mr. Srivastava says that he has voters all across the country. Well, yes, he may be having voters all across the country, but he has no rights to use the money of people of Delhi, the taxpayers of Delhi, to see to it that voters of other places are influenced. He is not allowed. And thirdly, a practical point. I have travelled across the country. Nowhere I have seen the kind of drama that Mr. Arvind Kejriwal espouses. Sir, you put on, there was a time in Delhi, before this 97 crore saga happened, yes, you put on the FM radio to hear some song, and then you would hear Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, "Main hu ji, ye sare chor hai ji, ye sare machhar hai ji." 24 hours into 7 from morning till evening, he was doing this in every television channel, in every FM, till he was reprimanded by the High Court and then the Lieutenant Governor.
Okay.
पात्रा साहब, आप थिएट्रिक्स बहुत अच्छा करते हैं, इसके लिए तो मैं आपको अप्रिशिएट करता हूं, मगर अपने माननीय
आपके आका से कम करता हूं साहब,
माननीय प्रधानमंत्री से पूछिए कि उन्होंने 1100 करोड़ रुपए 2.5 साल में इसी ड्रामेबाजी पे खर्च किए हैं, उसका हिसाब किससे मांगेंगे? वो किस टैक्स पेयर के पैसे हैं? उसके बारे में आप सवाल पूछेंगे क्या? कोई चैनल रन करेगा स्टोरी उसके ऊपर? Will you do it?
Let me answer this. और मैं अभी आंसर करता हूं. See, this is the problem of Aam Aadmi Party.
What is the problem?
Everything, they will draw a parallel between Arvind Kejriwal and the Prime Minister. Sir, Prime Minister is going to Israel to have a dialogue there. So Mr. Arvind Kejriwal should also go to Israel. If not to Israel, then he will go and propagate himself in Kerala. So he has to do something that the Prime Minister does. And you know why you are routed out in Delhi MCD elections? This comparison. That you don't think that you are the chief minister of a union territory, you continuously project yourself as the prime minister. Remember, the Supreme Court had given a ruling that none of the advertisements should have photographs apart from these three people, the president, the Supreme Court chief justice and the prime minister.
But and you have been brought back in Delhi for not doing anything for 10 years.
Gentlemen, please.
You have been brought back for not doing anything for 10 years.
Mr. Srivastava, this is not some ad hoc order. This is an indictment by the Election Commission. Now you have already suspected EVMs. Are you also going to say that the Election Commission is corrupt, hand in glove with the Bharatiya Janata Party that takes orders only from the Prime Minister's office, etc., etc.? The Election Commission says that you have misspent money. You've gone against the guidelines of the Supreme Court. Why do you doubt it?
Rahul, on EVM issue, if you want to open a Pandora box, you can do it. Today only the High Court of Uttarakhand has ordered that there was a suspected rigging.
No, don't misrepresent. On my show, I give they've only asked for those EVMs to test them. Excuse me. No, Mr. Srivastava, please. Now, my viewers deserve the facts. On Upfront, I give my viewers the facts. I will not allow anyone to misrepresent facts on this show. The Uttarakhand, the High Court has come out and very simply said this because there were some congressmen who had gone up. 1 second, I'm coming to you. 1 second, doctor. Professor, I'm coming to you, Kamal Mitra, sir. 1 second, please. Let's be honest. Let's first be honest. Let's set the baseline.
But you started then, you start being honest.
No, 1 second, sir. They want to examine those EVMs to rule out the possibility of rigging. Now, that is not the same as saying that they were rigged. And now they want to ascertain whether they were rigged. They just want to determine whether the complaints by the Congress members are valid or not. What is wrong with that? Now, 1 second. I want to throw this open. Mayank Gandhi, I am not being able to square this oath of integrity, which is unrelated, according to Mr. Srivastava, to the code or the decision by Mr. Kejriwal not to adopt the code.
No, I see a great deal of insecurity here. You don't trust your own people. You take them to I mean, why don't you function well? Why don't you take the support of the people? You don't need oaths. This kind of taking a vow, why don't you ask them to take a vow to serve the people of this country? Why don't you ask them to serve the country rather than the party? We always felt it has to be nation first, party next and individual. But in terms of this Arvind Kejriwal, it has to be Kejriwal first, party next and nation to be the last. I don't think this kind of insecurity, this kind of a schizophrenia, that the whole world is against me, they are going to take me away. So you don't trust your own partymen, you have so much insecurity that they will take you away. So I think the only way, the antidote to this is to start functioning properly.
Yeah.
Can I answer, please?
I would say that
allow me to answer, please.
1 second,
no,
Professor Kamal Mitra Shenoy.
No,
It is quite striking. I mean, this is the hallmark of demagogues. You make people rise up. I mean, I've seen this in certain Stalinistic countries. We've seen this, sir, in despotic regimes. People all stand up. They say, swear allegiance to the Pavitra party. This happens in the worst of the communist authoritarian regimes.
North Korea.
Sir, it happens in RSS also.
North Korea.
Sir, it happens in RSS also.
But the RSS is not in government.
So is Arvind Kejriwal like RSS?
Is not in government,
No,
sir.
is Arvind Kejriwal like RSS?
You are drawing a
Where is RSS in the mountains?
Sir, come on. Sir,
If RSS is not in the government, where is it in the hills?
No, I'm only
RSS is not in the government. RSS is above the government, actually.
I'm asking you 1 second.
No, let's leave that.
No,
Are you saying?
Kamal Mitra
No,
Shenoy,
Rahul.
I asked Kamal
is
Mitra
Mr. Srivastava saying that Aam Aadmi Party is like RSS? Is that what he is trying to say?
Well,
Let him be very clear about
So we
this.
are much
They're
better than
confused.
that.
They don't know what they represent, who they represent.
we are
The
much
Supremo
better than
says,
that.
Hide
I say
any
what
attempt
Aam Aadmi
at
Party is?
So
transparency.
you are comparing. Nobody else
Within
is.
minutes he tells
He
his,
asked about
within
that
minutes he
oath,
tells his
so I said
cooperators
it.
to take an oath of integrity. God alone knows what this party believes. Now I want to come to you, Kamal Mitra Shenoy. You're somebody who is an intellectual. You've studied world politics, etc. This kind of oath of integrity is subjecting your cooperators to this harangue, and then it begins. And before that, 3 days before that, the people of Delhi to a harangue on dengue. Come on. You're a sensible guy.
No, Rahul, first of all, the mosquito harangue I don't agree with. I've written it.
And the
I don't think
EVM?
that's part of the AAP's narrative.
The EVM harangue?
Bhagwant Mann has put it very well. He said that in Punjab, there was no EVM problem.
Yeah.
And the conspiracy is a bit intriguing to me, because if in UP we say that the BJP has rigged, then how come in Punjab the BJP comes last?
There you go.
And are the Congress and the BJP buddies?
Mr. Shenoy, you should be
So
an
that I
advisor
don't
to Mr.
fall for
Kejriwal,
at all.
not the coterie
And I think it's a good
not
thing.
the coterie of paranoid conspiracy theorists that he surrounded himself with. But let's stick to this issue. So you agree?
No, I think it's an excuse for the loss.
Excuse for the loss. So Kamal Mitra Shenoy at least is being upfront. Mr. Srivastava, your comrade in arms, is being upfront. But I want to only come back and ask you this, Kamal Mitra Shenoy. Thank you for your honesty, actually. I just want to ask you this, sir. I don't understand why you would want to access the call records of your own staff. This is really the troubling aspect. And let me tell you, sir, that the Indian Telegraph Act of 1885, which is in my hand, Section 5.2, I want us to look at this. What does it say? It says, on the occurrence of any public emergency or in the interest of the public safety. Now, what could be the emergency? What could be the interest of public safety, Mr. Kamal Mitra Shenoy? And what do I call this? If a chief minister is asking his chief secretary to spy, quite literally, snoop, or access the call records of his own employees against this stated Indian Telegraph Act of 1885, What does that suggest to you, Mr. Kamal Mitra Shenoy?
Well, Rahul, if I can just talk about the paper trail. The committee set up by the Supreme Court which objected to the advertisements, they sent the papers to the LG and the LG sent it to the Chief Secretary, and this happened 2 months ago. It happened in February.
Yes.
So, and AAP argued that they had already paid for half of the 97 crores for advertisements, but that was added on as a penalty, not by the committee, but by the Chief Secretary as advised by the LG. That is the story.
Yes.
So I don't understand why he would have to ask for a leak when this is a February matter where it came on your channel, Rahul. It came on this channel within days.
You can respond to this, because to Mr. Kamal Mitra Shenoy, it's clear as day that Mr. Kejriwal is a little over the edge here.
I don't have a privy to the information with Professor Shenoy has got. If he has got that information and it is valid, our party has paid half of that, then where is the need for leak, or where the need for snooping, or where the need for inquiry, or whether violation of the 1885 Indian Telegraph Act and all those things. But in my opinion, keeping surveillance or keeping an information updated, because something else can leak out from the government offices. There is an Official Secrets Act of 1963. I don't know whether the act has been repealed or not, but if it is still there, there is a right with the Chief Minister or the head of the department to know that any information has been illegally or wrongfully siphoned out.
Yeah, let's
he has
pick
a
up
reason to know
everyone's
it.
cell phones.
There is nothing wrong in it. One should always do it.
Let's, this sounds like the Gestapo. This doesn't
Can
sound
I answer
like...
this question?
Yeah, please. Please.
No, in National Council meeting, they took all our telephones.
The day when Mr. Arvind
and this is the typical thing that they did.
His first
they don't trust their own people.
No, why doesn't he ask? Why doesn't he ask some of the great sting exponents to conduct stings instead of snooping? He should ask some of his great comrades. Are journalists who have conducted stings. They are the king of stings.
It was a very normal thing which he conveyed to his
it's not normal, sir.
Because
against
BJP,
the law.
BJP is poaching upon all MLAs and councillors every day.
Point?
So he said that please prevent yourself
from
ask
you, is the BJP poaching the MLAs of the Aam Aadmi Party?
Make my
point. On social media it is flooding everywhere that they are poaching people.
Look, I don't want anyone to accuse me of not asking you the tough questions, though they might be a bit ridiculous. I just want to ask you, sir.
Yeah.
Are you lining up, Dr. Patra, paying 20 crores to each of those corporators and those MLAs?
Sir, they are deep pocket people. They can afford to buy anybody in the country today.
So let's ask him.
Can I?
Well, I hope they can't buy something.
I remember. I remember what Sushma ji. I remember what Sushma ji had answered to one such question.
So they have already bought people from Congress.
When my counterpart. Sir, let us have some courtesy, sir.
Yeah,
you are
please,
a senior.
carry on, sir. Carry on.
Respect you. I never. Yes. Number one, when such question was raised in Parliament, one Sushma ji answered, and let me answer that to Srivastav ji today. We have deep pockets. We can buy anyone. Aap bikau hai kya? Are you saleable products that we'll go and buy you? Don't you have confidence on yourself? Well, you are in this habit of accusing and abusing others. You are in habit of not having faith on anyone else. But don't you have faith on your own self? Does Mr. Kejriwal have no faith on Ashutosh? Does Mr. Kejriwal has no faith on his Deputy Chief Minister, on his own MLAs? And their own MLAs have no faith on themselves? Are they saleable products? Is this why you all came to clean the politics? My God, such kind of oath where Mr. Kejriwal does not have faith in his own MLAs only shows that they came for power, not to clean politics. Because remember Mr. Kejriwal had said, every person who had been given ticket is a person of integrity, is a person who has been selected through thorough process, and they are a person of credibility of character. So a person who has credibility and character naturally would not be saleable. Would Mr. Srivastav be saleable? Even if I come with 40 crore rupees, will Mr. Srivastav dump Mr. Kejriwal for me?
I'm not a ticket holder. I'm not, sir. I'm only a social activist. Please, sir. I'm only a social activist.
बिकाऊ हैं क्या? आपके MLA बिकाऊ हैं?
So all the corporators are for sale? Are your corporators for sale?
It is an abundant precaution, nothing else. I think he has told people very clearly. He has said, have faith in God.
But sir,
abundant precaution. Abundance of theatrics.
No, I don't know who's for sale because Yogendra Yadav was
abundance of insecurity.
No, let me come out to Kamal Mitra Shenoy. Kamal Mitra Shenoy.
If you give me a minute.
Yeah, please, no, Kamal Mitra Shenoy, Yogendra Yadav, in fact, accused.
I have just 10 more seconds.
I agree with you
of ticket sales.
10 more seconds.
He accused the Aam Aadmi Party of selling tickets. So God knows who's on the take and who's bribing and who's accepting funds. I don't know, Kamal Mitra Shenoy, tell me.
But Rahul, tell me.
Isn't this hypocrisy?
Rahul or Sambit, tell me. You both know how politics works. If someone is determined to defect, will an oath stop her?
That's right. So this is all theatrics.
We all stand up to the national anthem.
It's Kejriwal who should take an oath of integrity, given the charges that have been...
I'll answer this question.
The charges that have been leveled against him by his own partymen who then left disgruntled. Perhaps it is Mr. Kejriwal who needs to stand on Vijay Chowk with whatever holy book he considers sacrosanct and take an oath of allegiance to serve the people, because for a long time he's not been doing that. That's where this debate must end.
That is an opinion.
This is hypocrisy. This is absolute hypocrisy, and it's masquerading right now as theatrics. It's terrible. It sets a horrible example, and it makes the Aam Aadmi Party look like a party of demagogues, not of governance and democracy. That's really where the problem is. Mr. Kejriwal, 24 hours after a rout, please start introspecting, because that's what the people need you to do so that you can serve them better. They place their faith in you. We're wrapping this up. We're returning in just a few moments to a shocking story. A shocking story that Times Now has broken earlier in the day today on the back of a video. Just a day before terrorists bled the Indian Army, Times Now accessed an exclusive video which exposes the grim reality that the nation faces in Kashmir. The video marks the coming together of a new, insidious terror alliance of the Lashkar, the Jaish and the Hizbul Mujahideen. The video proves for the first time that after first driving out Hindus from the state, terror groups are now waging a war on the inclusive philosophy of Kashmiriyat. In other words, the video is evidence that Pak-controlled terror groups are now working overtime to turn Kashmir into a Wahhabi caliphate, an Islamist enclave. The question is whether India will tolerate the creation of an Islamist state in its northernmost state. Look at those pictures. This is an unmistakable proof of a new Wahhabi plot, a Kashmir caliphate plot. These individuals are drawn from the Hizbul Mujahideen, the Lashkar-e-Toiba, and of course, the Azhar Masood run organization called the Jaish and Muhammad. It's very interesting because thus far, many separatists, many of those who support the cause for Azadi in Kashmir have said that the Hizbul Mujahideen is an indigenous terror organization drawn only from Kashmiris who only want Azadi for Jammu and Kashmir. Then what are they doing? Hobnobbing for those who take their message straight from clerics, who want to set up a caliphate, an Islamic state of the nature that has been set up in Syria and Iraq. And doesn't this all very conveniently then fit into the narrative that is being pushed aggressively by individuals who now say that this is a war of faith against the Indian state? Remember, in the late 80s, they drove out Hindus. Now they want moderate Muslims and anyone who believes in the inclusive spirit of Kashmiriyat to be cloaked in the veil of faith. I want to throw this open because this completely exposes the myth that this is some movement for human rights. This is no longer about that. Major General G.D. Bakshi with us this evening, Inamul Nabi and Gohar Gilani. Sushil Pandit, co-founder Roots in Kashmir, also with us. I want to first ask Gohar Gilani. Gohar Gilani, will you now accept that Kashmiriyat is dead? This great inclusive spirit of Kashmiriyat that you all talked about, this culture of openness, etc., is all dead? That you are all now in the clutches of a regressive theology?
Rahul, if this question is asked to me, addressed to me, I would say that Kashmiriyat is very much kicking and alive in Kashmir. It's an alcove of Sufis and saints. And you see how Indian Army used a civilian as a human shield, and it invited international outrage. And even an Indian Army General, Lieutenant General Panag, said that India will have to pay for this now because it has, gone viral, and explained to the people of the world that how Indian Army behaves in Kashmir. As far as your question is concerned, I would like to say that 300,000 non-Muslim migrant laborers live happily in Kashmir. There's a Sikh community living in Kashmir. There are tourists coming every year. There are 500,000 Amarnath pilgrims visiting Kashmir each year. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so what is the Hizbul Mujahideen doing partnering the Lashkar-e-Toiba? Are they playing carom with them?
For that, you have to ask Hizbul Mujahideen spokesperson. So bring anyone from Hizbul Mujahideen, he will answer this question.
How convenient is that?
I'm a journalist, I will answer larger questions.
When the proof stares you in the face,
would you answer?
Direct the question
answer my
to the
question
Hizbul
why Army used
commander
Farooq Dar as a human shield?
When the question is about Kashmir losing its identity to Wahhabi or being subsumed by Wahhabi theocracy and theology, then you will sit and talk about the army. The fact is, sir, that you're all becoming Islamized. There is nothing
why not?
called
Why not?
Kashmirian.
Why are you afraid? Mr. Rahul, are you scared of talking about army?
You should be afraid.
Is it a sacred cow?
You should be afraid, sir, not me.
Why are you scared about?
Because
why are you scared?
Your women will not be allowed to go out of their homes.
Why are you
will not be able to play and listen to your lovely Sufi music, and it's already happening. Don't you know? Asya Indrabi has told all the women in the state,
every day. You come to my home, I will make you listen to
this much of your only show this much of your face, and if you don't, I'll throw acid on it.
You please come on my invitation. I will make you listen to lovely
to grow
Sufi
beards
music.
This thick and never
and you will enjoy it, I'm sure. And you will also get rid of this rhetoric which you are very fond of.
Beautiful people. They will be cloaked. They will be cloaked, sir, in burqas from head to toe.
We are oppressed.
You will be
we are oppressed people.
You will
by
be bearded.
This brutal militarization.
You will be out of little slits, sir, and that's what's going to happen. The point is, you can stand up and say there is a problem, or you can live in denial.
Is Jadeja a radical and Virat Kohli radical?
Who are those men? They do it out of choice, not because they've been asked to do it at gunpoint because they lose their heads.
Ask them.
Come on, sir. Come on. Now grow up. You're on a show. We are not
Mr.
here to...
Mr. Rahul, come on. Now, Gaurakshaks will not teach us lessons of...
1 second. We're not here, sir.
Composite
we're not here
culture.
to reduce everything to a ridiculous, sophomoric debate. We're having a serious debate. There's a problem.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
Before 1989,
please talk about real issues.
Name me
the
one.
The ban on social media. The killing of civilians.
Talk
about the real issues.
What are you talking about? Sir. After that, you know where they all came from. Why are you hiding behind this great mask? Why are you hiding behind this mask of intolerance?
I wonder why you don't have the courage to talk about the civilian killings at the hands of Indian Army. The undemocratic ban on social media.
I want to bring in General Bakshi on this point.
I know people are listening to this and they should know. Indians have a right to know what is happening in
Indians have a right to know. Yeah, you are a Pakistani, right?
Can people have a right to listen to somebody else also?
I'm a Kashmiri, proud Kashmiri.
You don't sound like one, because if you were a proud Kashmiri, you would have been saying, yes, there is a problem in Kashmir. We are being overrun.
Sufi Kashmiri.
We are being overrun by people with a medieval mindset, and we need to stand up and stop it. Yes.
Rahul, cool down.
Rahul,
Gaurakshak is liberalism. Liberal democracy.
Listen, we've heard you. We have heard you with patience. Kindly listen.
Sir, please, come on.
Kindly listen. Rahul, I have been saying for a very long time, that the problem in the valley There is no freedom struggle going on there worth the name. What has been happening is the rabid communalization, the radicalization and the ghettoization of Kashmir. Just like there is a ghetto outside Paris, there is a ghetto outside Brussels where the police can't enter, and you have a mini caliphate established. They have been trying to establish a ghetto in Jammu and Kashmir. The first step of this ghettoization was the slaughter and the ethnic cleansing of the Kashmiri Pandits, all 4.5 lakhs of them. They have still not been allowed to come in. They have still not been allowed to come in.
Look at this chap.
The next was the destruction of the Sufi culture.
We're talking about xenophobia and he's laughing.
The destruction of the Sufi culture.
And he calls himself, sir, a spokesperson. A spokesperson of human rights. Look at him. Look at him, he's laughing away.
Look, what I would like to say, Rahul, is...
against Hindus.
Rahul,
put in a crate and
can be decried
to
in
Pakistan.
Gujarat.
Be there where they butcher
Why should it
left,
not
right,
be decried in Jammu and Kashmir?
Yeah, absolutely.
It is communalism, plain and simple.
I want to bring in... Every
Friday you incite people and put them on the road.
No, tomorrow they'll be all running around with ISIS flags, black flags. You will see them. We'll show those visuals again tomorrow. And then we'll call the gentleman back. We will call Gohar Gilani back, and then he can have a good laugh at it. Because the next time he will be clothed and cloaked in the ISIS colors. And then transported, sir, for not following the orders of those barbarians. I just want to bring in Inamul Nabi. Inamul Nabi, when Hafiz Saeed says the Kashmir issue is one of the core issues of the Islamic Ummah, I want to ask you, are we talking about a political issue or a motive with a sinister religious agenda? These are not my words, these are his words. So if he's running around with the Hizbul Mujahideen and the Hizbul Mujahideen is saluting all his people, then how can you call this a political issue?
Before answering your question, let me condemn in strong words the state terrorism, the unabated and continuation of state terrorism, in which today again you have killed an innocent person.
Pakistan, condemn it. Condemn the state terrorism from Pakistan.
Terrorists in uniform.
No, condemn.
Terrorists in uniform.
Condemn the terrorists
who are killing civilians in every encounter. They are killing 2 or 3
PDP leader. Condemn that terrorist.
Encounter.
No. You condemn that terrorist who killed that Kashmiri leader. The PDP leader. Condemn it. Condemn it. You see, you don't have the guts. You are sponsored by those individuals in Pakistan. You are the face, sir, of treachery, and I am saying it with absolute deliberation. Inamul Nabi,
is this gift?
Condemn first the terrorism.
After attending Unified High Command meeting and meeting Home Minister and Prime Minister.
बोलिए Inamul Nabi, आप मुझे ये बताइए, you first begin by condemning the murder of the PDP leader Mr. Dar by Pak terrorists. Condemn it.
Mr. Rahul, repeat with me.
Condemn it.
Are you a journalist? Condemn it. Don't be biased. Are you a journalist?
Condemn it. Condemn it.
The innocent killing.
Condemn it, sir. Condemn it.
The cold-blooded murder.
Condemn it.
You condemn it first. Say I condemn. Say I condemn the state terrorism.
Absolutely. Would you like to condemn the cold-blooded murder of the Kashmiri death?
Kashmiri was
violence should be condemned. Unprovoked violence should be condemned. Now you tell me, you want to sit down and condemn? No, condemn Pakistan.
Yes.
I will condemn violence of every type. You condemn it now.
Condemn first.
Let's see you. No, let's see you. Bolo na, can you go against your paid masters? Tell me. Condemn it. Condemn it, sir. Condemn it. You first condemn it. You first condemn, like I have done, condemning violence of any, of any magnitude. I condemn violence. I am for a peaceful solution. Excuse me. I am only asking you this. Nahi, Gulam, whatever your name is, Mr. Nabi, excuse me, Mr. Nabi, Inamul Nabi, you first begin by condemning, like I have condemned violence. You condemn the violence of terrorists. Condemn it right now. Let us see where your Kashmiriyat is.
Condemn the.
अपनी कश्मीरियत का एग्जाम्पल दीजिए. Give me an example of your great, all-embracing Kashmiriyat. Say, I condemn it.
From Gauracheks.
There you go.
There you go.
Here is an individual. Here is an individual who's losing his rag on national television because he can't face up to the fact and cannot go against his paid masters.
Rahul,
that's the problem.
Profession.
I want to bring in
Mr. Rahul, answer my question.
No. We've answered enough of yours. How about answering a couple of mine? Sushil Pandit.
Dare to reply my question.
What do you make of these two individuals and their arguments here?
Let you condemn the state terrorism.
So we now have proof
Rahul.
because the Jaish and Muhammad led by Maulana Masood Azhar, and that is responsible for the attacks on Indian Parliament in 2001, likes to call itself the Army of Muhammad. The Army of Muhammad today has embraced Sayyid Salahuddin Hizbul Mujahideen, which is supposed to be an indigenous movement, not my words, who is seeking a political solution. What are so-called political activists, as they like to call themselves, doing, embracing, so one second, the Army of Muhammad. What is going on there?
Rahul, let me tell you what is going on. This is, well, my two fellow Kashmiris on the panel are in absolute denial because they do not want to confront what lies ahead. You just have to show them the pictures of Aleppo in Syria today. What a ghost town it has become. You show them the pictures of Kirkuk. You show them the pictures of bombed Damascus. You show them the pictures. You show them the pictures of burnt Charar-e-Sharif. Now look at this pig-headed attitude. Look at this mulish attitude. They won't even listen.
Who killed Chadura people? 3 innocent people.
If you show them the pictures, that is when they realize where Kashmir is headed.
I will show the
when there will be mass exodus of their own family, their own neighborhood, their own civilian population, when those people will run for their lives because there is destruction and absolute devastation in the valley, that is when they will repent. But it would be too late. They are going to convert entire valley into Afghanistan, bring it to rubble ages. They are bent upon it. They want to see that destruction within their lifetime. They would turn their homes, their marketplaces, their cities into ghost towns where children would be begging for life, for a morsel. They want to see that day. Till then, they will devilishly keep smiling like Gauhar Gilani smiled when you talked about a genocide.
Where from you got 5 crore bungalow?
When you showed the pictures.
You are a Kashmiri Pandit. Where from you got a 5 crore bungalow? Mr. Sushil Pandit, tell me where from you got 5 crore bungalow?
Look at his face.
In Nizamuddin, Delhi. Where from you got a bungalow? You need to send him to a sanatorium. He needs. Yes, you are getting money to defame Kashmiris.
Shocking. Absolutely shocking.
Yes. You need a migration certificate to get 10,000 rupees.
Within their lifetime, they will see a complete and absolute devastation of Kashmir with people like these.
Fraud Kashmiri Pandit.
Let me bring in General Bakshi into this. General Bakshi, go ahead.
Rahul.
Yes.
Rahul.
Yes.
Rahul, I would like to remind these gentlemen what the district commander of the Lashkar-e-Toiba, who replaced Burhan Wani, said. He said, we will make a caliphate in Kashmir. He said, stone pelting is an Islamic
duty. You are ill-informed.
He said,
former general.
We are against democracy.
You are ill-informed.
We are against democracy.
आपने यही काम किया होगा किश्तवाड़ में, पता चल रहा है हमें.
And that Pakistani flag
you killed
is an indictment of your loyalty to your nation, of your loyalty to your son. You are traitors with a capital T.
How many people you have killed in
Kishtwar? You
are traitors with a capital T.
How many people you have killed in Kishtwar? In 23 months.
Rahul, you mustn't bring school dropouts to a debate like this.
You are traitors. You have sold yourself to
illiterate and uneducated.
You wave the ISIS flag.
Very important.
The whole world finds that
it's very important to bring these individuals out, because these individuals are opinion makers in Kashmir. Let's expose them. Don't put them in mothballs. Let the rest of India, let the people also of Jammu and Kashmir see these. See these absolutely medieval barbarians who stand here today and are spokespersons for the Lashkar-e-Toiba, the Hizbul Mujahideen and other complete obscurantists who are sanctioned by the international community. Let the world see their faces. Here are the two principal examples.
Who forces Zaki to take to arms?
Principal examples of obscurantism on national TV, and these two individuals are going back to their state, writing articles on a daily basis, completely polluting the minds of their youth.
To take to arms and stones.
And they are young. They are young. They're supposed to represent a society. They're supposed to represent a cause. Look at this absolute mindlessness.
Whom you are representing?
They can't even engage in a civilized dialogue.
Whom you are
they
representing?
Can't even mention two words with civility.
Yeah,
the man is a school dropout, and he claims to be some kind of an intelligent person.
Let me read out. Let me read out, sir. I want to read out something. Here is what Zakir Rashid Bhatt, who succeeded the terrorist Burhan Wani, said. Especially, he said, those brothers, if they have picked up stones, why have they picked up stones and with what intent? This is what I want to talk about. I want to tell them that don't go into this battle of nationalism. Don't go into this battle
of you, but people love them.
Vani, keep quiet. Calm down. Listen. If not to me, listen to your own. Listen to your own masters.
Whenever there is any
Zakir Rashid Bhatt ki baat sun lijiye. Don't listen to the voice of reason. Listen to the voice of a terrorist. At least listen to him.
Okay.
Listen to him. Vani, suniye. Especially those brothers, if they have picked up stones, why have they picked up stones and with what intent? This is what I want to talk about. I want to tell them, don't get into this battle of nationalism. I often see a lot of people in Kashmir get into this battle of nationalism, which is haram. Which is haram in Islam. He says this is not about Watan and Azadi. This is about establishing a caliphate. Because if you talk about Watan, it is haram in Islam. So tell me, tell me, sir, 1 second, Gohar Gilani. So tell me, if the Hizbul Mujahideen is run by a Wahhabi, then what future do you have? That's the question I'm asking you. Gohar Gilani, will you deny it? Will you laugh devilishly?
Tell me about the education.
You know, you can laugh right now because the Indian state gives you the freedom to sit here and abuse it.
What's your question?
But tomorrow when you raise your...
Mr. Rahul, I address to you...
I'm saying, Gilani, 1 second. You can come out here and say all your... you can spread your pollution because the Indian state gives you the freedom to do this. You do this in Lahore and Islamabad, then I'll give you 100 rupees. I bet you right now, you go and you tell the Pakistanis that they export terror anywhere and they lop your head off. I'll pay you 100 rupees right now. You want to have a bet? Go across the border, sit in Lahore, hold a press conference and call Hafiz Saeed a terrorist,
condemning Indian army,
and you won't live to see the day.
Of Indian army.
So I can safely have this bet with you because I'm never going to lose my money because you won't return.
Indian atrocities in
we leave it at that.
I think you have a monologue.
I think the viewers today have got a sense.
You act as a spokesman.
These are two intellectuals. These are two intellectuals. I will never be a spokesperson for Pakistan, and neither will be a spokesperson for some obscurantist mullahs who masquerade as freedom fighters. Sir, I'm sorry, but you've got me absolutely wrong. And if you think that I'm going to actually empathize with any of this claptrap, you're completely right. I am never going to empathize with this claptrap. You can keep accusing me. But I just wanted our viewers to get a sense, really, of the prevailing mindset in Jammu and Kashmir. These are the two individuals who are opinion makers, who take themselves very seriously, and they are today renting out their own state to jihadis. We leave it at that. We leave it at that.
Seriously, because I have
news are coming up.